Hello, and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. Today's podcast is number 1421. The topic is training. The title is It Takes Less Than You Think, and I'm joined with my wife again. Woohoo!
Here I am.
Yeah, this is Meredith.
I'm back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So today we're going to talk kind of about your recent training. And to get a background of her training, you can learn more about it in podcast 1345, which was a training podcast with Meredith titled Permanent Rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, do you want to give them like a 30-second blurb of what we're focusing on?
30-second rundown.
Yeah.
Correcting my body positioning from over 20 years of dance,
Yes.
ballet point, jazz tap, you name it. All the turnout, and very tight Achilles and turned out hips and my knees, finding new positioning, ankles, you name it.
Yeah. So.
As well as, totally forgot, we haven't talked about it in a while, but when you fixed my shoulders from my
That's right.
muscle-up injury.
We haven't even talked about that. Yeah.
Nope, but it's
Forgot
appropriate
about
because
that.
of the overhead squat.
Yeah, so we fixed that, and we forgot about it because it hasn't been an issue.
Permanent rehab.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's what we're fixing. But, so, yeah, I was a dancer, very long time, competed, and then did yoga and trained for a marathon. And did CrossFit, was a CrossFit coach, and did bodybuilding, and
one shows. Yeah.
One show.
Yeah.
And was training for powerlifting. All of the things.
You're jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Well, Jill of all trades.
Master it.
All of
None.
them. No, you're amazing.
Yeah, master it, some of them.
Yeah, people who win large shows definitely know what they're doing. So
Thank you.
Yes.
So that's that.
Yeah. So how about that recent overhead squat?
How about that?
Yeah.
One
You
where
know-
I was angry.
Yes, you were angry because you only did 96.5% of your old max
Yeah.
from 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And you haven't overhead squatted like
Doesn't
basically
matter.
since. Yeah.
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 Yeah. We went to CrossFit. So shout out to CrossFit South Cherry.
Woot woot.
Robbie Benson.
Yeah.
He rocks.
Thank you, Robbie.
Love Robbie. Love CrossFit South Cherry. Again, former CrossFit instructor.
Mm-hmm.
So I do enjoy it. I do miss it from time to time. So it was nice to drop in. They just so happened to be maxing an overhead squat that day.
Yeah. What do you know?
What do you know? So I was like, well, I haven't done that in 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before that, I hadn't done that in 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years ago, I did overhead squats at 175.
Yes.
And so just recently tried an attempt and did 165.
What? Yeah.
Was angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I could step outside of my body and be like, well, that's good. You haven't done an overhead squat. You've overhead squatted twice, 3 times in 7 years.
Yes.
So it's probably okay.
And you did over 95% of your best whenever you were doing it all the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was fun. What I noticed, though, and what was interesting, because we talked about it when I was, like, going down in the squat, is that I felt super shaky, not from a I can't hold this over my head feeling.
Yeah.
But it was like my body's moving differently now. Probably from the rehab from all of the other
Oh,
squats.
absolutely. Yeah, your movement patterns are
Yeah.
they're much healthier now, but they're still new.
Yeah. But my shoulders didn't pinch. They used to pinch our first year and a half of being together.
Yeah, I used to pinch all the time.
So that permanent rehab, totally forgot that disappeared. But it was really neat to be able to do it, to like just plus bonus, like hadn't trained upper body all year.
Yeah.
I forgot about that
yeah,
part.
that's true. Yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Didn't go to the gym, which we own.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it to the gym for 6 months.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. So
burn
didn't
out.
go. but then started up again like mid-June.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, okay, we're going to get back to squatting. I'm going to do something for myself. I have to make time to do this for myself.
Yeah, you need
have
to
to do it.
prioritize yourself. Yes.
Finally, I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. So started going once a week. And so really looking at the fact that like I hadn't done upper body. I wasn't doing any press work. I hadn't practiced overhead squats.
No.
Since the last time I did an overhead squat at CrossFit South Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly just practicing regular squats.
Yeah, we've just been doing low bar squats.
Yeah. And then it was like, so I can give myself grace to realize this is still pretty cool that your body, if you're super focused and intentional on the work that you are doing, it lasts.
Absolutely.
And that was really cool. But if you do see the video on Rob's Instagram, we cut the video because my face was angry.
Yeah, she did it. Like, so you, again, just put perspective. You did 95% of your best all-time number that you used to do when you were doing it all the time.
Yeah.
And that was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
3 workouts in 7 years of overhead squats. And you still hit 95%. And you were upset. Yeah, she was like, but it wasn't 175. And I'm like, it's still really freaking amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
I was super excited. I was like the dorky guy just filming you and cheering. And you looked like, somebody...
You got an overhead squat PR that day, too.
Well, true.
You used plates.
I did. I added something to the bar.
Robbie was very proud of you.
Yes. So I have a really bad shoulder injuries from high school football and some other things. So my overhead squat ability is not that great. But I did get into 3 digits. I got into the 3 numbers on the bar. Yes.
Yeah. What was it, 105?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think anybody was counting.
Your wife might have done more than you, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But that was awesome. That was really cool to see, like, basically a random surprise day.
Yes.
You were still able to hit 95% of your, like, all-time max, no pains. Like, you were fine. Nothing
that
hurt
part
the next
was
day.
very cool. No.
Very awesome.
Very cool. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy awesome.
Yes, and then also crazy awesome. Recently, you squatted 275.
Yay.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low
that's
bar.
amazing. Yeah, low bars, back squat.
Never going back
275.
to high bar.
No, low bar, if it fits your
Makes
mechanics.
it feel like PVC pipe.
Yes, you are so efficient now. It looks so clean.
It's so
perfect.
cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. 275 felt easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just a stickler, so...
just wouldn't let me go
yeah, I
heavy.
made her stop, because I'm like, we haven't done enough tissue work, we need to build up the Yeah. So, that's like the previous one, I wanted you to stop at 250, so you're like, okay, I'll just do 3 reps of it. I'm like, that's not what I meant. So,
I'm going to keep going.
awesome.
I'm going to keep going.
Yes. So we've been able to fix
Damn it,
everything
I
now.
married myself.
It's awesome. But we've been able to fix everything so much now that we're finally able to start testing.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm super happy for you.
And, again, didn't do this. Now, also disclaimer. Don't just go walk into a gym and try to throw up weight or do something.
Yeah.
Like, by me saying, it's been this long, I'm not advocating just go throw something up. And
I'm
see if you
sure
can
if
do it.
they wanted to, they're probably not going to. Like, no normal human can just go to a 95% max of a lift they haven't done in 7 years. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to,
I'm still going to just say be cautious.
That's smart. That is smart to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please consult your doctor before you take this medicine. Whatever that disclaimer is. Yeah.
But yeah, so we didn't train for the 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then we were very intentional. We're squatting on Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
we're
so
doing
we've
it.
been
We go do
boom,
it.
boom, boom.
And that's what we do. And that is the time I give myself every week.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah. So we get one time in the gym.
That's the only time.
Then you do some Bowflex at home.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Watching my Mr. Ballin videos.
There you go. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Ballin.
Shout out to Mr. Ballin.
I'll have to hashtag him or whatever
If you
the tags are
like
that people do.
the
in podcasts.
strange, dark, and mysterious stories, like kind of ghost stories,
In
or
word
like
form.
in word form, yeah. Anyway, total tangent, but like it's kind of my guilty pleasure. So like if I'm doing the Bowflex, I want to disconnect. I've just super gotten into Mr. Ballin videos.
It's amazing. So in order for you to feel better, you watch the most horrendous stories ever.
You know, I mean, it's like jokes out there. Like I don't know if it's men too, but women like the murder mystery stuff
It
and
is,
the true crime.
It is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't it's not what I would do.
Yeah.
Yes, it just makes me freaked out and think that the world's completely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I like ignorance.
It just makes me feel better about my life.
I'm glad. I'm happy.
I feel prepared. I feel more prepared to know what to do in situations.
That's true. I'm glad
That's probably why women watch, is to be
to
like,
feel more
okay.
protected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like punch the light out of the trunk.
So when you hear a sound in a dark room, you don't go in the dark room.
Yeah.
You're not going to be like, what was that? And then you just walk in.
Yeah. But anyway, so we make the time for myself, but we're very deliberate about it. We're very intentional about the work that we do when we do it.
Yes, every single movement is very specific to some issue we're working on. Very specific.
And the first year and a half, I don't know what podcast that was, but I was like...
The one with you screaming in it? Because you're like,
probably.
This is so boring!
It was like 10 billion RDLs.
Yeah, we did.
And like
so many RDLs.
Step-ups.
Yeah.
For someone that was like, power cleaning 200. To then be like, here, step onto this 1,000 times.
Yeah, we did have to go through quite a period of resetting. Like you said, the joints were just out of position due to muscular imbalances,
which is so
and
bizarre.
weaknesses.
It's so bizarre.
So we had to reset the joints, and that took a while.
But now this is so freaking cool.
Yeah, now you
just walk in. Yeah. We used to have to do warm-ups for like an hour and a half, and then if my knees pinch, it's like, well, I guess we don't squat today. Mm-hmm. Sadness. Go home.
Well, what I love about it is we've taken, maybe from very start to now, let's say it's been 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
But you're at the point now where we can do crazy fun things, there's no pain, and you get to keep that for the rest of your life.
Which is so cool.
So it might have taken you 3 years to do something that you now get to keep for 30
I'm training
plus.
for all the Masters tournaments.
Hell yeah. But it is cool. Like, so if people are in pain, like one of the things I tell people is if they're like, yeah, this kind of hurts, but, I don't know if I should blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you're not dead yet. So if you plan to live, why not live pain-free?
The thing is that it was me.
Yeah.
Right? Where it was, this is just how I'm built. This is just...
That's true.
I've tried things, it doesn't work. I've tried to coach, it doesn't work. I've gone to chiropractors, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
They do all the things, and it's like, it doesn't work, I just can't. Or, what people told me, you're not built that way.
Ugh.
So you can't fix it.
Yeah. I'm just like, rebuild her.
You're right.
Yeah, let's just fix it.
So, like, on top of that, on top of the things, on top of all of this,
yes,
you're completely reshaping me at the same time.
Oh, that's
somehow.
True. Yeah, we're doing aesthetic development at the same time.
Yeah. Which is really cool. But it's really only been, knock on wood, like the last few weeks where we walk in, we do a warm-up on like very even specific warm-ups. Mm-hmm. You get right into squatting, and it's like, it just goes.
Feels good.
It feels good. And I'm like, gosh, like, this is cool. Like, I haven't been able to do this before.
Yeah. So
it's really neat. And then the fact that it's transferable into being able to do an overhead squat.
Yes, that's very cool.
So cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy for you. Like, you've lifted for
long time.
20 years. 20
years.
Yeah, 20 years. And now we've been able to, for 20 years, people tried to fix and they couldn't. Yeah. They told you could do this, but like you couldn't do this. And it's nice now to know, like, okay, yeah, I can. Right. I can lift pain-free. I can look the way I want to look. Mm-hmm. You just have to have the right stuff, the right information.
Eat bagels.
Yeah, you can eat bagels and pasta and everything.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to yesterday's podcast, we talked about nutrition, like clean eating.
Yeah.
But
you're the best coach ever.
Yeah.
Coach hat versus husband hat.
Yes. Here's bagels and pasta, and we only have to back squat nice heavy stuff that you enjoy.
Once a week, yeah.
Yeah. But but I've really enjoyed it. It's something that, like whenever you and I met, I told you I wanted a ring, not a trophy. Mm-hmm. So I didn't mind if I wasn't going to be your coach. But at the same time,
like trophy wife or trophy.
Oh
like
gosh, that's good clarification.
I feel like you need to clarify that because you said it in the other podcast. It didn't even register with me.
Yeah. So what I really mean is, whenever you and I first met, I knew the genetic potential you had.
Yeah.
And your discipline and work ethic, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a coach's dream client.
Yeah.
But I don't want to mess up the relationship trying to pursue anything with like clients things. Mm-hmm. So rather than trying to have you be a client to get a trophy, which you're capable of being excellent at anything you want, I wanted the ring. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want a relationship with her And when we first started, I wasn't your coach. You know, you were working with somebody else at the time. And I think I did a pretty good job of not saying too much, even if I disagreed, or I was trying to always be supportive. You know, and then whenever we were
probably
like,
ate you alive at night.
well, sometimes it was like, you know, I was always happy for you because the coach you had at the time,
Nice guy.
yes, and he was good enough that what you were doing was going to give you some benefit.
Right.
I just knew there was better.
Right.
And that's the part that, like, I'm just going to praise that she's consistent and praise that she's getting some good things done.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy for her that she's happy and taking the time for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then whenever it started being like, well, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that?
And now you're my fourth coach.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have a great blend, and I think part of it is because, well, I'm not really sure. I'm not your perspective. You have your perspective, but I'm hoping that you know I always value you as my wife before anything else. Yeah.
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 I always make you be harder on me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm always like, well, I can figure out a way to make this work.
Yeah.
So, but we've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed working with you, and it's been fun to see how, you know, like you did the rehab. You've done so much of the base work that now you're getting to enjoy it.
Right, and that's, I guess, part to stress is like there may be a lot of grunt work.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yes.
Just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
If you invest a little bit of grunt work, you get to keep it for the rest of your life.
Just trust. I feel like I say it in almost every podcast. Where it's like, just trust the process.
Yeah.
And you're fine. Keep the variables minimal.
Yes.
Right? Just trust the process, because this has been really cool. I'm stronger now than I was 10 years ago.
Which is crazy and awesome.
Yeah, because I like also kind of just fell off the earth for like 5 years in the middle of all of that too.
Yeah, you had a lot going on.
So it's really neat. It's really cool. And I do know I have like crazy genes for strength, but
well, that's a good point. Is you have very good genetics for what we're doing, but genetics mean nothing if the person doesn't do that, like doesn't eat right or train, and it doesn't mean anything if they don't train correctly.
yeah.
You know, if you're banging your head against the wall doing the wrong stuff, genetics can get you so far, but then eventually you're going to plateau where you're going to get hurt.
Right.
You know, because you can see people like, say, powerlifting, for example.
Oh, you see it all the time.
They'll blitz up to some major, like, huge world record or really high level lift, and then you don't hear about them in 2 or 3 years because they got 17 different injuries because they weren't moving in the correct way for their body. Right. So the genetics carried them so far, but now 2 or 3 years later, they don't even lift or you don't even hear about them much. Yeah.
And now what I've really liked about the training is like, when did we start? 2019. Before the world fell apart. 2019.
Yeah, basically the end of 2019.
So then we started working on a little bit, like there's always been nuanced stuff to do. And now that we're here, it's probably appropriate to talk about the fact that, all right, I just did, a squat at 275 twice.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go heavier, and you said no.
Yeah.
But because now, even though everything feels good, and it's never felt this good, you're like, we still need to do a few more little things.
Well, that's a very good point.
We still need to work on the knees more. We still need to push your knees over your toes a little more, get that stretch, build the little tissues around your knees, build the glute connector a little bit more, work on that, and like somehow you like see and know exactly still what I need to work on, even though I'm squatting 275.
Yeah,
and it's so cool. So now
I love it.
Now I can't because it's not like we're done.
No.
Right? We're nowhere near done. There's still more. Would you call it rehab still now at this point? Or is
That's
now
a very good point, actually. Like right now, we're past the pain stuff.
Yeah.
So we're past corrective things. We're actually now just building and growing you.
Yeah. So
that's a very good point. Actually, I would say, if we had to think of it, I would say you are past rehab now.
I graduated.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah. But yeah, because right now I'm building you as if I would any client who never had an injury history.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. We literally are just figuring this out right now in the podcast.
Yes.
But that is true. I train you as I would anyone else.
Yay!
Yeah. Hey!
Hey! Look at us.
That's fun.
That's cool.
But yes, that's true. Like we went through everything now. The pain never really comes, so now we just get to train for fun and really grow and see what we can do.
And play with new toys.
Yeah, we did get new machines. So that's something like we wanted to talk about in the podcast, was that if you are putting in work and you're consistent, but you're not seeing progression, like towards your pain issues, then you might not be doing the right work. And that would be something where, get it. I apologize to whoever you're working with right now, but try someone new. Read some new books, talk to new people. Like, try, if it isn't working, it's not working. If that coach can't explain why. So, for example, whenever you and I were doing things at first, and you would be like, well, my knee pinches a little bit. And I'm like, well, let's maybe shift our weight into the pinky toe and heel. Let's try this position. Then all of a sudden the pain went away and we're good.
Yeah.
So if they can't work with you to address the pain and it's just plateaued, I do feel like you should probably move on to something else.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's helped us is we've been able to continually progress as your body adapted. We found new positions, new stimulus, new things, even to the point where, like, we're even buying new equipment in the gym.
Yeah.
So I sold off some stuff, and then we're getting some new things that are going to be better kind of pinpointed to actually both of our needs, which is actually really cool. But that's something that's, like, we have a definite luxury where we can buy whole pieces of equipment, and we have an entire gym to use it in. But we also do a lot of the rehab at home. Like we bought a Bowflex because of the
cried at the
patterning. What's that?
Because I cried at the beach.
Well,
That's why we bought it.
Yeah.
But it's not, That's why we bought a machine. It's not like that. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, you're right. Like, we got it because we wanted to have some extra help for you.
Yeah.
And it's easier to do stuff at home. So we bought the Bowflex because of the up and down patterning, which actually works the lower glute. So that we knew that was going to help. We have floor sliders, which are like $10 off Amazon. We got squat wedges, which are actually just like foam yoga wedge things that are like $10 off Amazon. So we have expensive stuff. Yeah, we have like $4,000+ machines at the gym, but we have probably like $40 worth of stuff here.
Yeah,
how many side shuffles with hip circle did I make you do? Oh my gosh.
So, also a billion.
Yes. So you can do stuff. You don't need fancy stuff. Fancy stuff's nice when you have it. But you can do it with a lot of the basic stuff too.
The roll pad.
Yeah, the roll pad. Yeah, like I drilled a hole. Yeah, don't tell my dad this. Yeah, but like I drilled a hole in the closet frame. Yeah, in our office, and that was now where we put our roll pad to do stretches and things. So that was really fun. Yeah. It's fun, like, to just make your home work. I put eyelets in the closet framework as well to put bands off of.
Oh yeah, right.
Yes, we haven't done those in a while, but that was part of your shoulder.
No, because now we have a cable stack.
Yeah, now we bought a cable stack from Sornix and put it against the wall.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can definitely do it with basic stuff. It's the quality of what you're doing, not the quantity. Are you doing pinpointed exactly what you need? And that can be the challenge to find what that is. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, well, I think we covered all the notes. Yeah. But we wanted to celebrate you, and I guess we can, celebrate your graduation. Past
Apparently.
rehab.
Thank you. Yay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But yeah, so if you want to learn more about Meredith's training background, how she got to this point, it's podcast 1345, training podcast. The title is Permanent Rehab, so listen to that. And then if you do have any issues or any pain things that you can't seem to get past, just reach out. My email is brutalirongym@gmail.com. Let me know what you're struggling with, and I'll give you some help. So that would be pretty cool.
It's totally possible.
Absolutely.
Totally possible.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you for listening in today. Hopefully that was entertaining and informative. Yes. Yeah. So if you do like our podcast, please consider sharing it. The more people we share it with, the more people we can help. If you share it on social media, that does reach the most amount of people. But even just a conversation with a friend is great. We just want the podcast to help people live healthier and happier lives. Thank you to the patrons of the podcast, the people who donate to support the podcast. The podcast is well over $1,000 a year for hosting costs. I give an hour to it every day, and we want to keep it for free. So thank you to the donations so we can keep doing that. If you do want to donate, you can do so at our website at www.brutalirongym.com. There's options for a one-time donation, monthly donation, yearly donation. Anything you can give is greatly appreciated. Thank you. If you like the information we share in our podcast, you can find more from us on our social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube under the name Brutal Iron Gym. If you have any questions, feedback, suggestions, anything you want to know, let us know at our email, brutalirongym@gmail.com. Well, thank you for joining me today, Meredith.
Thank you.
Woot woot. And then, as always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening.